since we're here and it's a slightly psychedelic morning for me, this happens at the Ska Fest. I don't know why that is, but I feel like I'm at Woodstock or something, you know? I'm like, all I can say is I'm a seeker of the truth. And if there's a truth I gotta share with you, and it's gotta be about food, because, you know, me and the Slackers and a lot of guys I know, we all tour by our stomachs, you know? You eat, you cook, you shop, you go to the store, you try to learn the truth. I'll tell you what, if there's only one, here's the truth. The truth is that garlic is the sun. You know what I'm talking about? As a scientist, you know? A scientist by nature, I try to figure things out. I try to make sense, but I'm also a mystic. I'm looking to the stars for answers. Scientists and mystics, we're looking to the stars. We're trying to make sense out of things. We see that the planets are in a certain order. And then we go to the supermarket. And I think, what do I gotta buy? Nothing makes sense here. Potatoes, turnips, cabbage. But garlic. I remember what my grandmother told me. She said, Victor, she said, take a little olive oil. You put it in a pan. You chop up the garlic, you know, let it simmer till it gets a little brown. Suddenly, revelation. Everything tasted like food. Everything tasted like dinner, lunch, breakfast. I said, garlic is the sun. And so when I looked into the night sky that night, I suddenly saw the reddish glow of the planet Mars between the moon and me. And I said, I understand that Mars is just a beautiful red tomato. And the planet Mercury suddenly seemed like a Brussels sprout. Yeah, they're important. You need them out there, but without the sun, they got nothing to hang on to. They're just out there in the whole universe, just floating. They got nothing to ground them, to make them taste like something. And so Brussels sprouts and tomatoes, they need garlic. They need it to hold them together. And that's why I know that garlic is the sun. It's true. As the years went by, I started to look at the stars differently. I started to see Saturn. One time I looked at a telescope and I actually saw the rings of Saturn. I was in a park and I thought to myself, my God, the rings of Saturn, they're real. The only thing that it could be is a cosmic potato peel. It's gotta be a potato up there. And I thought to myself, well, if that's a potato, then Jupiter's gotta be a big onion. And it's got all those moons, The onion moons are like shallots, scallions, green onions, all those little onions that we don't know the names of, cornichons, I don't know, those are pickles. But things like that. And I thought to myself, oh, delicious. I said, I put it in a pan. My groceries taste like dinner. So good. I said, thanks, Nan. Thanks, Ma. My mother used to show me, she'd say, Victor, show me the pan. And I turn the pan this way, and she'd say, yeah, mix it around. She'd say, don't you see that Earth is a cabbage? Earth is a cabbage. You can make it into whatever you want. You put it with a little bacon, it tastes like bacon. You chop it up raw, put it with a little oil and vinegar, it's coleslaw. It's anything you want it to be to Earth. It's the cabbage. I was like, yeah, but what about that planet Pluto out there? And somebody said, hey, but Pluto ain't a planet no more. It's like a pickle. Nobody knows if it's food or a condiment. But it's got a lot of acidophilus and probiotics. And so it's still important. Just like Neptune. Neptune's like that can of anchovies you got in the closet. You need it sometimes. But you always need garlic, because garlic is the sun. It's hot. And the moon. Oh, don't let me forget the moon. I'm gonna use the whole set talking about this. The moon. They told you that the moon is cheese, and guess what? They're right. Because the moon, it comes and goes, right? Sometimes you need a lot of cheese. Sometimes you just need a little cheese. And it's up there, it's just chilling. You don't need to put it in the refrigerator. Not all the time, just in a cool place. And that's where the moon hangs out. Well, let me tell you, folks, if I taught you something today, and I don't know if I got it across, if there's only one thing, and only one, say it with me. Garlic is the sun. Hey, Kristen, you want to play with me?